hopefully, the speaker that I'm holding right now is actually working into the audio here. Yes, guys, I've been working with a new speaker system. I have been doing a lot of experiments with it, so hopefully it's coming through. Hey guys, welcome to Raw Material Andy. I'm Andy, of course, and yes, I know it's kind of funny, like I introduced myself, but we have a co-host here named Voice. So man, he's gonna be over here. Buddy, I really hope the mics are working. Andy, so do I, because I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. It's gonna be kind of funny if they're not. And it would be your fault because you are technically the tech at the moment. Yeah, guys. Yeah, we got some things to talk about here on Raw Material Andy tonight. I hope you have a good time with it. I believe it's April 6th already of 2025, so this is gonna be a good time here. Guys, I've been doing a lot of stuff over here at Raw Material Andy. We've been having a lot of I've just been having a lot of things I've been wanting to do with it, things I've been thinking about doing with it, and then I thought to myself, man, the one thing I never do. First of all, here's the one thing you don't do. Okay, I figured out what a YouTube creator's bane is. What's up, Mikey? Welcome to the stream, buddy. I'm glad you're here. Hopefully the mic's working, bud. I don't know. I had to get a new mic system, so hopefully it worked out, and I think it's gonna be okay. We'll see. We'll see. Because amateur Andy and his little tech drops. But guys, I've been going back, and the one thing that I realized is a YouTuber's bane. Anybody who creates YouTube, huh? Yes, I hear you. All right, good, good, good. But no, anybody who creates videos on YouTube, you will know right now that going back and watching them can be can be a very interesting journey. Um, that's something I didn't do, guys, for a while. I was looking at it, man. I put out like what 700 and some videos, and I didn't even realize that it like, oh my God, here in a year or so, not even a year, I'm sorry, a month or so, it's gonna be 2 years that we've done Raw Material Andy. And I thought to myself, I've never actually had to sit down with you guys and actually had a one on one about things of like, Raw Material Andy in general and the voice and where it all came from and why it's so relevant to what I want to do on the channel. As you guys seen, I went back to my old videos, and the first thing I learned, right? The first thing I learned, okay, if you wear black clothes, do not record from a black velvet couch, because what will happen is that your outfit in certain lighting will disappear with the couch, and you'll be a floating head and hands. And I mean, absolutely great CGI, cheap ass CGI for any of you out there that want to, do it, man. Just get a black velvet suit, right? Sit on a black velvet couch and record, and then go back in time and watch the recordings years later and realize, oh shit, I was disappearing on screen. So there's that. There's that. The aesthetics of it all. So, hey there, Chris. I'm glad you're here. Social anxiety is a sadness and stress. Wow. Okay. Hey there. Get good. Hopefully everything with Patricia is going all right. I'm sorry, man. I have no idea what context is that story. So if I didn't insult anybody, but no, you guys go back in time now. Um, I have never really watched my videos a lot. Like I'll skim through them, make sure the sounds work, and make sure whatever. But I've never actually done it. And I have quite recently. And I'm going to be honest with you. Oh my god. Oh my God, what is up? I'm new. Well, hey, welcome. Hopefully you like and subscribe, man. Throw a like up there. Hopefully you come in. This is just me talking about Raw Material Andy, talking about the future of it, talking about what's going on because I've never actually had to sit down and actually talk to you guys. It hit me like I was about ready to do Pokemon Gold, or I believe WWE 2K, one of them, and I forgot to myself. I'm like, I never actually sat down and talked to these people. Maybe they need to know a little bit more about what's going on here. So I decided what I was going to do is just do this little live stream. It's called Always Forward, Never Backwards. There is a theme to that. I really do like the sound of it. It has this weird, interesting deal with time also, and it's also a quote from some Californian person. I can't remember. I should have did some research. Yeah, Andy, there you go, dropping the ball. Now, guys, there are two voices on here. It's me, and then there's the voice. We have a good time with that stuff here at Raw Material Andy. I'm gonna elaborate more and a little bit more on who voice is too, because I want to start doing a little bit more with that. But no, guys, I went back in my old videos and I realized I don't like the sound. The sound was what it was because I was just working with what I had, guys. You know, I was working with the idea. I'm gonna be real. I'm tech savvy outside in the real world, but YouTube tech savvy, not got it, dude. Not got it. You could tell I'm getting a mic after almost 2 years. I should have had this like this should have been a 3 month thing, right? But guys, you know, you learn as you go. And the fact that I started a lot later than this, you know, I started this thing when I was 35, dude. I'm coming up on 37. The channel is aging with me now, and it's so weird to think of that, dude. Like, it's like my baby now. He's gonna be 2 years old. I'm so proud of it. Oh my god. But no, guys, this is gonna be me sitting here having a good time with you. But guys, I was thinking about the future of raw material, Andy, and I talk about that a lot in the videos, but I never really talk about the past. Yes, this is always forward, never backwards. But in order for you to go forward with me, guys, maybe you got to go backwards with me a little bit. Maybe we can have what I like to do right now, honestly, is have an origin story of raw material Andy, of where it came from, where the name came from. Andy, where did the name come from? Like where was this idea of you wanting to be this comedy, whatever, self-proclaimed comedian, or why did you want to start doing YouTube after all? Like, what was the whole purpose behind the damn thing? Um, I don't know if a lot of people do videos like this right here, where they sit down and they talk to people and stuff like that. Guys, I do a lot of research. I watch a lot of YouTubers. There's a couple things I'm going to talk about in this video too that I want to elaborate on, only for the simple fact that I feel people are taking things the wrong way, or maybe they're getting the wrong ideas. For instance, me and this voice character, I've gotten told that multi-personality people may not be okay. I'm like, no, look, man, it is all jokes, really, and all good fun at Raw Material Andy. That's something I want you guys to know as I drop the tip of my mic on the floor. Technically difficulting already, Andy. Jesus, dude. How's the chat going, buddy? Well, Andy, we got some hearts going up in here. We got some likes and stuff, man. People seem to be having a good time down there. All right, guys. So, welcome to the stream. Um, well, let's get into this thing of the origin story of raw material, Andy, of what it was. And guys, yeah, I know this is probably a weird video, but I wanted to also do this one from my own perspective as well, and for the whole idea behind this thing. So like the name of raw material, Andy, I want to talk about that because that one came out of nowhere. It was an idea that I had. Now, guys, before I was doing this whole YouTube thing, before that, I was trying to explore the route of stand-up comedy. Of course, you stand up in front of a crowd and a mic, and you just try to get them to laugh. And I love the idea of that. The whole beginning of why I wanted to make people laugh is because I love the sound of laughter. It's a very powerful sound. I think it's something that can just, on the darkest day, can lift you out of anything. And it's crazy. And sometimes on your darkest days, you do laugh, and you don't even, some of you that, have broken or been fractured sometime in your life know what I mean. And I should probably go into detail about that, but that's a therapy session we don't need to get into, right? But no, you start thinking about what you want to do with the future, and in order to know the future, like I said, maybe we should dabble into the past. So I figured out, what am I going to do, what I want to do with the stand up. Like when you're a stand up comedian, of course you establish writing jokes, right? And jokes ain't just writing one joke, writing it out, punchline, that's it, guys. There's a lot more behind writing a joke than just that. You got to think of the fact that you're writing a joke, right? You're writing one joke, but you got to write multiple jokes of that same joke because you don't want it to get stale. You don't want it to get boring. You want to be able to make this joke last as long as you can in your arsenal before you got to replace it with another one. Then on top of that, you got to keep in mind, okay, so how much time do I have for a set? If I have an hour, I can squeeze in. It is a whole fucking science and math and like just a beautiful fucking thing. There's so much brain behind writing a joke. All right. Now, me, a lot of impromptu, guys. A lot of what I do here is I just jump on here and I start bouncing off the voice and we just start talking shit and having a good time playing some good video games, man. We've been playing a lot of Pokemon lately. Um, but as far as the name of raw material, Andy, it was different. I wanted to the raw material name every comedian. Okay, then you start going to little places that have comedy contests or that have comedy shows on a daily basis. Not any world known thing, like nothing you think you're gonna get big off of, man. You go and you attend some of these places, and once you start, I'm telling you, the first time you make a crowd fucking gut bust laugh on something, dude, it will make you'll be addicted right away. Right away because of the sound, because of what it feels like to just cause that much joy and that much just happiness in one room. And it came from you. The guy people always unexpected it would come from too, because I'm sure looking at my demeanor right now, you guys are probably like comedian. No, but look, man, comedians come in all shapes and forms. And that's another thing I love about comedy is it's not it's not diversified. There are so many good comedians out there from so many countries, from so many everywhere, and they're so good. So give it all a chance, is what I always say. You never know when you're going to stumble upon a comedian that's going to wreck your life. One day I stumbled upon this guy named Jimmy Carr, and I was done for, okay? Done for. This guy was something fierce. But I thought of myself, okay, well, when you get into clubs and you start getting out, you're like, okay, so what would happen if I hit it big as a stand up comedian? What's the dream? Of course, a comedy special. But what do you name that thing, especially your first one, right? You always want to write a comedy special just in case it ever comes up. Now, did I ever think it was going to happen? I had hope. I wanted to believe it could. But some things happened in the world that made me realize that it was different. But I decided on this name, Raw Material Andy. And where did it come from? One day I was at work at this place I worked at. I used to work there with my sister. There's a couple of people I might name here. Hannah and Robbie as well, man. They're on my friends list on Facebook, man. I used to hang out with them a lot. Steve McMaster, Jamie Hughes, Dwayne. I mean, all these people. There's so many more I could name, but it's so hard sometimes because brain, how it works. But man, I used to sit out there every break and I would just try to make these people laugh. That's what I would do. It was like how you test a crowd. Because let's be real, you go into one place, people might like something funnier than the other. You go into a whole other state or country, people might actually just like something that's more funny. And there are some places where jokes are absolutely prohibited in general. Just look up Germany and their rules for comedy. You'll understand what I'm saying. But you want to get to that point where you get a special as a comedian, right? Well, you know, during the time, it was just like 2000 15th or whatever, I started to really get into it, especially in Alaska, because there was this Viking club I went to where they would do this comedy thing all the time in Juneau, and I would just love it. Hey, I don't know what your first part is, but girl 123, thank you for coming in for the stream and listening and all that, guys. This is just me shooting the shit and just wanting to actually talk to you guys a little bit and give you an idea of what's going on here. Um, like I said, guys, I did some stuff in Alaska. It wasn't that big, dude. I did make some people laugh up there a lot more than I did over here and all that shit on, the States. Now, did I go anywhere real far? No, man. I went down to Virginia, a couple states around, but not really far with that whole idea. Because you start to realize that you start putting money, but the name of it, sorry, I keep getting off track. But like I said, I wanted to name a special. So I was at work one day and I realized that, okay, I'm making people laugh really good. I could do this. And I was working. I was stuck on a name because you want it to be good, you want it to be impactful, and you want it to mean something, right? So one day I was sitting there and I was picking up this product and I looked down and it said raw material on it. And I don't know why, but for some reason I sat there and I'm like, dude, raw material Andy. And I looked at this thing. Now, guys, I can't go into complete detail of what I did at this job because I could, you could possibly get in trouble. But pretty much what I did, this piece you would pull out of this box was gritty, nasty. It was disgusting. It was just an ugly form, but it was its natural form, right? It's beginning form, right? Its first evolution, as it were. And then I had to take it, wipe it down, make it clean, and then put it through these machines and then polish them out at the end. They would get polished and they would come out beautiful, silver, just glowing like a fucking the whole caterpie to the butterfly phase. It was gorgeous. And I thought to myself, that's exactly what raw material Andy could be. It could be something that starts out as something just so amateur and turns into something fucking amazing, something beautiful. And I had to think of how I was going to do that. So the first comedy special I ever thought was raw material Andy. So the channel name was actually a comedy special that I thought maybe I would have in the future. Now, of course, things happen. You got to consider the time that I tried to do it for about 10 years. I tried to do it. I never did any talent shows at school because people knew me and trust me, they did not think I was funny. I was not the funny guy at all. At all. And I'm probably not now, but I have a different perspective of what funny is, and so do you. So there's no nothing about it. But guys, I have a really good time with doing this stuff here. So raw material Andy started out as that, and then when I started the channel, but then some things happened in the world. Of course, COVID hit, deaths. You start to realize that you're putting more money into just getting to a gig or just trying to do something than you're getting back from, and you start to realize you find yourself hitting a fucking wall that is, it's not even a wall that you can get through at all. But you think maybe I can climb over it, but it keeps getting higher and higher and higher and higher, and you get to this point to where you're like, well, fuck, dude, I'm just gonna stay here and make this work because I'm gonna have to. Or you have to hit the reset button. You have to just completely demolish the wall and figure out what you're gonna do with the broken pieces that are left, right? Right? That's usually how it works. It's just like a broken heart, man. You pick it up and it never comes back the same, but you can still stitch it together and try again, if you can. Um, stupid little metaphors and analogies here, but that's what it is. So what do you do? Like, what do you do when you lose? When you finally realize, okay, what I'm doing here is not working. The stand-up thing's not going to work. There's a dude who inspired me so much because of what he did. This guy named Donovan Danhausen. I'm sure some of you know because I spout off about him sometimes in the channel if you watch the videos. But this guy, man, he went from giving up and just going down a whole nother path to just one day just painting his face, doing a voice, and just becoming, I mean, one of the most recognizable paint face wrestlers in all of time. And the guy hasn't even been around that long, which is amazing. He's been around for a while, but like, I mean, he just blew up overnight. And that was such an inspiration because you get to see a guy like do that and something that you would possibly want to do, like putting on a character, doing a voice, and then getting in front of screen and just doing the thing. And I do that, in a sense. I mean, he's way better at it. Way freaking better at it. What's up, Mikey? Welcome back, buddy. We're still talking about raw material, Andy. I tried to, without trailing off into other stories as I always do, try to get the name of where it came from. So, guys, yeah, raw material Andy always came around. I loved the name of it. I loved how it sounded. I loved what it was because it's raw material Andy. You're getting me at my rawest form here at the rawest forums. As say, Andy, that next time that mic drops, dude, I should just leave it off, buddy, but I'm afraid it's gonna, mess up the sound. Andy, you're not a good tech guy. Buddy, I know, and I agree with that. Now, guys, voice is over here chilling. He's over here shaking his knee, looking at me with this glare, just getting really pissed because we were supposed to be playing Pokemon Gold. Oh, Andy, that was a good imitation. Finally, buddy, I'm getting it, dude. I can't imitate him, but he can imitate me. It's fucking weird. I don't understand how that happens. Like, it's like, dude, didn't you create him? Maybe not, because guys, I'm telling you, there's more to it. Hey, I love Cads. What's up, man? Welcome. I love to see some familiar faces. Here's Mikey. I love Cads. Hey, welcome, guys. I'm just talking about raw material, Andy, some of the origin and some of the what it's about because I've never done a video like this before. Where I sit here and just talk to you guys for real. As a real person, out of character. We are out of not really because yeah, the out of character. You act like we don't do this at work and by ourselves. Look, man, I need you to stop because you're gonna make me look mental. Andy, you already look mental, dude. You're wearing a Negan jacket. Okay. He has a point, guys, and I hate to break it to you, dude, but the dude is not going anywhere. I've gotten some complaints about the voice. We're gonna get into that eventually, but raw material, Andy, guys, I love this shit. I really do. I love being here. I got a new mic system. Hopefully that shit is working out on here because man, we could do some crazy shit with this. Yeah, Andy, like we could get the second mic over here and you can let me go. Buddy, no, man. No, because no, guys, I've thought of like so many different ideas with this thing, and I'm really glad that like just I always thought if I could split myself in two and actually have voice here in physical form, I'd be fucked. There'd be no way. I'd be saying, you know what it would be, guys? It would be two dudes sitting here on the couch, right? That would look like me, but this guy would be face painted or in the vanity mask, and it'd be me just sitting here, just trying to struggle to talk, as he would be like, fuck you, Andy, amateur, fucking murder. That's all it is in the fucking live streams, guys. Like I try to talk, guys. I try to break through this guy, but he's too fucking powerful, man. He's too powerful, dude. Yeah, yep. This is when they're like, okay, so he was just getting sentimental there for a minute. Now he's a fucking loopy guy talking to a dude. What is going on this channel, guy? Well, there's a lot going on in this channel, guys. And girls and whatever, because that's another thing too that I want to stress as well with raw material, Andy, because I don't think I have enough. And I really am not cool with that. Is that this is a safe place for everybody, dude? I mean, listen. I mean, look at me, dude. I'm sitting here talking to a voice, dude. If you think you ain't safe here, he's harmless. I swear to God. If any of us harmless between us both, it's probably me more than him. I swear to God, he's like fine. You guys are okay. I gotta remember I have a mic now because if I hold it back here, it's gonna sound like what. So, boys, what do you think? Andy, I think the whole origin of raw material, Andy, is just you and, trying to be a, as you put it, self-proclaimed comedian. And yeah, I'm glad you did the air quotes on that. Well, they can't really see you right now, buddy. You're over here doing the tech thing. So what's up with the chat, buddy? Can you tell me what's going on? Well, Mikey's down here, man, having a good time. And I'm gonna be real. I love cats. We love seeing like familiar faces, Andy, because that's another thing. We want to see more of that. Well, buddy, you gotta understand, man. You gotta understand the bit that we got going on here is not really a bit, guys. This personality personality that I go with this voice guy. It's been around for a while, and I've been wanting to talk about that. Guys, I've been having this idea that I'm going to throw out there eventually that I'm going to do a Q&A where you could talk to me and the voice. And everybody's like, oh, talk to the voice. Guys, I've been bringing him into physical form. So we're going to get into that a little bit in a bit. So as far as starting YouTube, that was simple. I started when I was 35. We started a Resident Evil. You guys know all the bit, but man, what about the voice? I want to get into the voice because that has been more of it. Yeah, Andy, let's talk about me a little. Buddy, I just want to like bring you on screen and let you talk to them. But here's the thing, bud, you're a little wild. Now, guys, seriously, there's something I want to talk to you about because I may actually let voice come onto the screen here and actually talk to you guys because that is something I want to discuss with you guys is the voice. Why is he included? What was the whole premise behind raw materiality? Well, the first one, guys, was this thing called self-preservation. I had this idea that I want to preserve myself for my niece and nephew or for my family in the future so they can know what I was like, what I sound like, what I looked like, what I was all about. Man, maybe how fucking crazy I was. And I just wanted to hopefully maybe make people in the future and my family laugh or people in the future in general. You guys, you never know. The one thing I love about this whole YouTube thing is that you never know when somebody's going to stumble upon your channel and you could save them or it could make them laugh or they're having a bad day and dude you just turned it around just because you told a joke that just made them happy or you just talked about something that they loved. There's a lot of channels on here I talk about, guys, and there's specific ones that I want to talk about right now before we get into the voice that I want to establish. Guys, I see a lot of comments, don't think I don't, and I get a lot of messages on Messenger, believe it or not, which I find very crazy. And there's some negative stuff sometimes. A lot of people don't like the voice, and I understand why. But here's another thing I've been hearing, because I talk a lot about GT Live. I don't know if you guys know about GT Live. If you do, then you know where I'm gonna go with this, or the theory channels. Guys, there's things that happen in your life, right? And there's things that you think about, and things that you go through where you need to escape the real world. You know what I mean? That's what books are for. That's what music is for. That's what consumption of YouTube channels or, things are for. And sometimes you need the right thing, right? And sometimes you don't know what the right thing is at that moment. So you start going through it all. And man, for some reason, nothing was working for me during a time where, a lot of my times where it was going bad. But I do remember a regular thing, and that's being GT Live mainly. Okay. Now, I always talk about how, and if I get pronouns wrong on people, I do apologize. I look at everybody as a human, and I don't try to get really too mad about that. Although, if you do tell me, I will be as respectful, but I am forgetful. You know what I mean? It's just when you're programmed for almost 30 some years to call people just two separate things and then they start introducing other things. It's not an excuse or nothing. It is very hard to get your brain wired to that. It's no disrespect at all because I really don't want anyone to be offended. And I don't want to offend anybody at all. But I wanted to establish that. As far as like these YouTubers I talk about, people say I talk about them to get views and blah 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 blah. Now let's talk about that. It's awesome, but actually, I don't know if you guys realize when I talk about style theory about Amy over there, who is a brilliant person. She scientifically, math wise, and style, she's awesome. I've even taken some of her advice. And then you got Santi over there on food theory, who does this one experiment. He did a steak right on an engine, right, and he talked about a Lunchable episode that actually helped me out in real life, dude, and that's insane. Then you got Lee over there on Film Theory, who's just debunking every little movie theory or doing his little thing over there, dude, and I love it. And plus, he's just adorable. You know what I mean? Then you got Tom over there on Game Theory doing his thing, man, breaking down all the games we loved, going through a channel that a lot of us know more than any of the other ones I mentioned, other than maybe Film Theory, because, style and food are kind of the babies of them all. You know what I mean? They're kind of the ones that came later. And guys, I'm talking about them now because they're special to me, man. Because a lot of moments in my life and a lot of inner struggles you have, some of these channels help you out. Like I said, with Style Theory, if you watch that stuff, you may learn a lot about yourself. You learn a lot about the food corporations with them. You learn a lot. And then you got, of course, GT Live. Everybody knows GT Live because of I call him he who should not be named now. Only because I love to respect the fact that there are new hosts to these theory channels and that they should be recognized right away before this guy, because of the phenomenal job they're doing over there. And I love them, guys. I do. I've been unboxing their merch and shit. But of course, GT Live is now being hosted by probably my favorite. I love them to death. They're my favorite two pairs of YouTubers there together. We got Ash and Sam over there on GT Live. and they are a perfect duo. Of course, you got Ash, who's taking the front and the couch to hosting the show, and then you got Sam, who's the tech. And guys, I'm going to be real with you. It is a perfect duo. It is perfect for GT Live. I love where they're going, and I'm proud of all the channels because if you've watched them for a long time, you've seen the growth, the transition, from the Matt Pat eras into now. Yeah, I'm going to say it, and I'm really proud of it all. And I would love to do videos dedicated to certain other, just like dedicated to these YouTube people because of them inspiring me every day to do the same thing. Guys, I've been having a bit of a rut with the creation thing because I want to make my production better. As you can tell, working with the mics, I want my audio to be better. I want my visuals to be better. I'm over here just cooking, guys, right now. And you know how long it can take to cook something, but man, when I deliver the meal in front of you, dude, it's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be great. You know what I'm talking about? That's what you got to do sometimes. Sometimes you got to just put out what you can, a little bit of stuff here or there, and then bring out some bigger stuff. Because eventually, guys, man, some of these YouTube channels I talk about, it would be a fantasy dream to be able to collab with some of them or to even be able to meet some of these people or to be able to do what you can do. As far as what I'm doing, as far as the style theories and talking about the YouTube channels, these bigger channels like Ryan George. Um, Shout out to him too, man. This guy just celebrated his 400th episode of pitch meetings, man. And I'm telling you, dude, that shit is funny. And he made an even announcement in there. But congratulations to him to all the channels I talk about. And there's so many more, like the Broken Sword from Lord of the Rings. Dude, look at this painting. Look at this painting. If those dudes were sitting here right now from the Broken Sword, they would be able to not only tell you the names of these trees, they'd tell you where they come from. They'll probably even tell you what fucking page you could read it in the Silmarillion and what they represent and how they fell. Hell, let's go into it. That right there, guys, is the trees of Valinor, dude. If you know anything about the trees of Valinor, voice, what do you think? Annie Yavanna created them, I believe, of the Vala, yes? Yes, she did, buddy. And I'm going to be real. Very beautiful, very awesome trees. Of course, as you guys know, they lit up Valinor for one time. I'm not going to go into detail here, but they are beautiful. If I tried to even say their names right now, I would do them a great disgrace. So we're just going to call them the trees of Valinor, of course, but they're freaking beautiful. Yavanna created them. Of course, Melkor slayed them with Ungoliant. But you guys get the picture. But see, that's the kind of stuff you could learn from these channels. That's what I love is I learn from them. So yes, you will hear about them all the time. I'm going to be making some videos dedicated to some of these dudes. Can you imagine me and Voice in a pitch meeting? If any of you know anything about the pitch meetings, that can you imagine that? Him being the writer guy and me being the producer guy, since I'm apparently a dumb amateur bitch, as he always says. Oh, Andy, that is absolutely true. You so are my guy. And I'm gonna be real, dude. We love everybody. Andy, think about it. There's 8 billion people in the world, dude, and they're here with us right now. Well, here with you. They can't see me. Well, buddy, we're gonna try to get you in later. But all right, guys, I'm gonna be real. Let's talk about the voice a little bit. I wanted to get into YouTube rap, but guys, no, I talk about them because in a weird way, they saved me in life. They are great people, and they deserve to be recognized for the absolute abilities and knowledge that they have. Um, and I love them for it. I love all these channels for it. There's plenty more out there that we're gonna talk about in the future because I would love to. Also Residents of Evil, ROE, and Sphere Hunter, my Resident Evil channels that I love. Thank you also as well. And this is another thing I want to thank all these channels because I do mention them. Guys, like I said, for the Theory channels, man, they came out with the Five Nights at Freddy's Lumen gear, which I need to do that video actually because the Lumen one, cause something kind of went down with that. But guys, I'm gonna be real, dude. Love those channels, and every single one that I just told you, do me a favor. And no, I'm not being sponsored. They don't know me. Hell, they probably never see my shit. But if they do, but they have called out my stuff. And that's another video I want to talk about because I go on GT Live a lot, guys, and I like to give back to them because they gave back to me and they don't even know how. And I would love to tell them one day. And man, maybe I could do it in a video and would love for them to be able to see it, and know how important they are to my life in this round. Because you guys got to think about another thing about these YouTuber things, and I'll get off of it. But think about the fact that you invite them into your living room. In a weird way, yeah, they're not physically here, but they're on the screen, and you invite them into your home and allow them to share your time with you and do these videos. It's a beautiful, magical thing when you break it down to the sentimentality of you putting on a YouTuber and watching them. There becomes a connection there where they almost become not just family, but they become something more than just that, like a connected divine level of like, this is beautiful. And I'm so happy they're around. So guys, I'm being thankful for these channels and, thankful for the fact that, man, if they weren't around to inspire me, I wouldn't fucking be here. And, I wouldn't look so good if it wasn't for Style Theory. So thank you, Amy. Thank you, Santi. Thank you, all of them, freaking Lee, freaking I forget names. Tom, Ash, Sam, all you guys, the boys and everybody at ROE, all of you guys. Thank you so much. Sphere Hunter, I can't remember her name, but Susie. Is it Susie? I think it's Susie, Andy. Buddy, I hope we don't get that wrong. Who knows? Who knows if you people ever see them? But guys, seriously, we love you all. But watching them is pretty cool to become a part of your life. Just like a favorite song, dude. You'll listen to it over and over again, and it'll make you happy. And it'll change your life. And that's what these channels can do, and that's what I want to do. Raw Material Andy is all about making you guys laugh and maybe making you look at me and think this guy, if he's gonna do it, man, maybe I can too. Hopefully we can inspire you here. I don't know about that, guys. Let's talk about the voice a little bit. I don't know if he's gonna come on screen for this one. I kind of want this to be just a Mia thing, but voice will eventually do that. If you guys want to know a little bit about that, um, how to explain the voice other than he's been around in my life since I was young. Okay, since I was a teenager. It started out as this almost like a as stupid as it sounds, like a self coping mechanism of when you're a loner sometimes, or when somebody can't help you get through something like death or like losing a friend or a relationship. So you got to go internal. You got to talk to yourself. And instead of me just sitting there with my thoughts being silent, I threw a thing like I would discuss having a girlfriend, hey, she broke her heart for this, or hey, they died for that, or hey, you need to look at the perspective. And the voice has always been the positive one, the positive conscience of it is because Andy is fallible and is very just, emotional. But voice, he has it in check. You see, guys, when you start looking at these characters that I created as actual personalities, it gets real. Okay. I've been saying lately how the voice is real. Um, like I said, when you're a kid, or when you're growing up and you're right, you only have yourself to talk to sometimes. And it's not like you don't have people, because you can be in a room full of people and you could still feel like, I don't know if I could talk into these people. And it's not because you don't trust them or love them or nothing. It's just sometimes they may not have the knowledge you need or the comfort you need. So you go internally, like I said, into yourself and try to figure it out. Mine is an internal voice. It's weird, but it's how you cope with things sometimes. It's just like when people listen to music, or when they smoke some weed, or when they drink, have a couple drinks to, just chill out. It's the same thing. Same therapeutic thing. I had a therapist actually discuss this with me one time. It's weird. I remember her when I was young, man. I was going through visitation with my mom and dad, so we were having to do therapy, getting personal. Um, but she told me, she's like, you always want to talk to the internal voice. Don't make it like not like an internal. She's like, but create one, create another persona of yourself that is more positive, that can talk back to you. And if you can do that, you can combine yourselves. It's amazing what she discussed with me, but I don't find the voice as a weird thing. As far as me including him in Raw Material Andy, it was always going to happen. I've been using this voice since I was like 12, 13 years old, guys. Yeah, I mean, there's like, there's a lot of shit going on. As far as like what I want to do with the future, we're gonna guys. I see you talking a lot down there, Mikey. I love cats. I'm glad you guys are having a good time down there. I'm paying attention. I'm just getting into my story, and I'm glad you guys are here, just listening and really, just being here. Seriously, like I said, it's 8 billion people in the world. You guys are hanging out. But as far as the voice, guys, he was always gonna be in there. But as far as him being a character, being his own thing, being a co-host, being a tech or whatever, that was a decision I wanted to make because, dude, I love what I do with it. It's one of my favorite bits. It is a bit that I pulled off in Alaska one time that made people geek so bad. And at the time I was better at doing a girly voice, because that's another thing I'm working on that may shock some of you. So let's talk about this. Yes, there's the voice, and yes, guys, I've been bringing him in physical form. I know, give me a minute. Look at me dropping the mic. Yeah, you technical difficulties, bitch. You should just let me get on screen. Well, buddy, at the moment we're not gonna be able to do that. But guys, I know you've been seeing me pop up on screen with this mask lately, and I can imagine that for some of you it's been very alarming, and you've been wondering what's going on. And no, no furry stuff going on. I'm not being disrespectful. I just said that's one of the comments I got, which I understand. Um, Guys, the voice is a character that I brought out. Not only is he a character, but it's a real thing sometimes for me, man. And I know it seems weird, but we all have that internal voice that talks us through things. Like, you don't even know it. Imagine at work when you're saying, oh, okay, well, let's say got a tape, I got to tape the box, I got to put it in. That's your voice. That's voice. That's what it is. I just make mine loud. I make him real. So, guys, what I wanted to do instead of making him just someone you hear in the background, someone that's playing the game and talking shit. I wanted you guys to be able to talk to him. You do. I see some of you in the comments talk to him a lot sometimes. Hey, boys, what's up? Or hey, he's fucking weird. Or dude, is there a demon? Hey, get a priest. Good. I love it. I love all that shit. But talk to him. Real form. I don't know if you guys noticed when I come on with the mask, I'm wearing a different wardrobe, right? Andy will mostly be in an Ega mask, but he will always be in a Theory jacket, probably Five Nights at Freddy's in this mask. I want you guys to be able to physically talk to him as if he is real to you. That was the whole point of Raw Material Andy from the beginning, was to bring in voice. Hey Mikey, what's up there? Hey guys, man, seriously. And I know it's me on the screen physically as Andy right now, but I am coming out. He can't talk. He can't do shit right now. But now I can. You see, guys, it's a gimmick and it's something that I love, but it's also something that's personal to me. Because, like I said, it was a coping mechanism through a lot of things. Because sometimes, like I said, you go through things in life that people cannot help you through. And sometimes you got to get through it yourself. And the voice has been like a guide. It's weird. But guys, yeah, I'm getting personal with you. I'm going to tell you what raw material is, because next time you go and watch a video, you're going to be like, okay, all right, this guy, all right, we get him now. Um, but as far as, like I said, mentioning the videos before, voice is going to be around. And as far as voice is concerned, guys, I had to make a decision because I realized that ever since at the beginning of the year, guys, I've been letting him make more and more decisions about the channel, about what games to play, about now he was shocked when I said, "Hey, you should come in physical form." He did not know how we were going to do that. But then we unboxed the Vanny mask, and and I did the voice behind. I'm like, this would be perfect. And then I dropped it, and broke it. Yeah, you broke my fucking face. Hey, buddy. Well, you know what? The jaw fell out, so now it actually makes sense. So, dude, look, I tried. Okay, dude, would you just stay over there and do your job and make sure the chat's good, dude? Come on, man. God, guys, this is the only problem with me and him. We bicker a lot, but I tell you what, dude. When it comes down to it, dude, we love each other and we're great. Andy, we gotta love ourselves, dude. I mean, let's be real. Andy, in the technical sense, we can actually go fuck ourselves, buddy. I do not, Andy. Look, there are moments we have alone, buddy, where we're thinking about it. Buddy, I need you. This is the kind of shit I gotta deal with, though. See, he has no fucking filter or nothing, and I try to keep it good, guys, but I can't control him sometimes. You understand what I'm saying here? See, the gimmick is good. You don't know if it's real or not, and I'm not even gonna get into that because it's real. I'm serious. It's fucking real, dude. I am scared, guys. Dude, seriously. I should go get some therapy, maybe some medication. I don't know. Andy, thank you for whispering. We're gonna have to know how that sounds through the mic. Yeah. Anyway, bud. Anyway, help me, exorcism, please. Just kidding, guys. Having a good time over here. No, I love the voice character. You're gonna see a lot of them, but I've been working on something that has been crazy. Brothers fight, yes. Mikey established it. Yes, guys. The voice is pretty much like a best friend you used to have, like a brother, like maybe even a twin brother. I think twin brother is pretty much perfect. Somebody said you guys are twin flames because you argue like a married couple. I took a little bit of offense to that because I've not seen all married couples, but I get what they were saying. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking great. Hopefully the lighting's good too. I'm working with different lighting too, man. I'm moving up in the world of YouTube. Not very far to move, Andy. It's just upload and hope for the best. Yes, pretty much. But guys, yeah, spread the word about raw material, Andy, if you can for me, man. If you know anybody that would like this insanity here, definitely. Probably somebody that you would think was crazy. Be like, hey, man, this is your shit. No, but guys, the voice is sticking around. But guys, I've been working on something else too. I've been working on a different voice, a different character, and this one is something that I've been wanting to do. But of course, given the times, people like to be uh rude. They like to say nasty things. Here on Raw Material, Andy, I'm just gonna say this right now. We're very equal about sexuality, about races, about everything. We love everybody because everybody deserves at least one chance. Now, as far as some of the comments I see about that stuff, the negative stuff, you will be gone. I'm just gonna say that right now. You'll be gone out of Raw Material, Andy. I don't care how many subscribers I lose off of hatred like that. It's not gonna happen here. It bugs me because as a person who dressed in black and dealt with some things in life as well, I can almost relate to some of these people. If it's a phase, you're just whatever, you're a freak. You should maybe go 86 yourself if you guys know what I'm talking about. But it is I'm getting personal in these, and that's what always forward, never backwards is going to be. It's going to be this me actually talking to you guys, actually being a real person instead of the characters you've been dealing with on the show, which I appreciate that you love. Um, but I'm going to be real. I'm going to display my bat. Yo, I'm awesome, man. Yeah, buddy. Congratulations there, Mikey, on the new place. My brother said you look like Jeff Goldblum. I have to say that's a very excellent comment. I don't see it, but I appreciate it. I love him though. I love one of his sayings, guys, is life always finds a way, dude. And he is not fucking wrong about that because life does always find a way. Jeff Goldblum, fucking excellent, man. I love that guy. Um, I think one of my oh my god, dude, man, he says something in one of his movies that's just fucking great, and I love him in Independence Day. See what happens. That's look, mental disorders, man. I love them. I have them. Obviously, you guys can see it. But I've been working on a female voice. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. It's not coming out as great. We gotta actually get the feminine part in it. But I'm gonna probably be named Mandy. Off a mistake Andy made a long time ago. Hopefully, this isn't gonna weird you guys out too much. But yeah, I look forward to hopefully coming into the future, maybe announcing some wrestling matches with voice. Okay, guys, so there was an example of it. And I'm going to be real. I know when I hear it back, it's going to be, oh, man. But I'm working on that because, guys, yes, I want to take this a little bit further. I want to bring a female presence from me. Imagine this one guy pushing two voices in a video without my regular voice being in it. It is a dream that I've had. And to bring Mandy to physical form, we're not even going to talk about that here because you already know where that's going to go. And some people, even my family, might be a little fucked on that. But who cares? Because we're gonna do it. But guys, yes, I just introduced you to Mandy. Now, where did the name come from? Well, guys, I'm going to discuss with you one thing about tattoos. One, do not ever do it when you're fucked up, drunk, or on drugs or anything like that, because you will forget about the most important thing about a tattoo is placement, right? Placement, right? I always wanted to get the ANDY above my fingers, guys, because that was a hell of an event that happened to me. So the ANDY also for when I'm old, right? And I need to remind myself who I am. Dementia, it's coming, Andy. It's coming, Andy. It's creeping up. It's coming. I know he loves it. He loves fucking with me. But I'll remember my name. But only that, I feel you should never, ever, ever get the name of anybody like a significant other, but of the people you love, like your kids and yourself, because you should always love yourself. But same night, same mistake. I ended up getting a Monster M because I love Monster, not being sponsored. I switched to sugar free. That's another thing I've been doing, guys. I've been working on tech. I've been practicing this voice. I've been doing some. See, that's why videos ain't going up too because I'm trying to master the craft. I'm trying to bring the production better. As with the mics, I hope the sound is awesome. Another thing I learned from watching other YouTubers too, like them damn theory channels. I love you guys, man. I love your fucking jacket, dude. Like that black jacket is sexy, dude. And but no, guys, that's what I've been doing. I've been working with the girly voice. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna be real. This is what it is. So, guys, I want to try to wrap this thing up because I want to go with it. So, the future of raw material, Andy, of what we're doing, guys, that's what I'm doing. I want to make the production better. I want to bring in another character that is a female voice. And I know coming from me, that might weird some people out, but dude, we are in a day and age where I feel like things need to get tolerated more. People deserve to be who they want to be. They deserve to express themselves in a way they want to express themselves as long as it's not completely evil. You know what I mean? If a person like a guy like me who's 37 years old almost wants to put on a Vanny mask and a purple suit and masquerade around about Five Nights at Freddy's or plays a Pokemon game or unboxes action figures, it shouldn't be looked at like I'm a creep or like I'm a freak or whatever. And yeah, freak, you're definitely right. Creep, not so much. People should be not just looked at face value. Give people a chance because you never know how special they are, how unique all of you are as being the only version of yourself, even as twins. You can look at each other, look the same, but you two are very separate people. I've never had talks like this before in raw material, Andy. And if you guys like this, I think I'm gonna do more of this. I like this little part of me that I get to be here, this real self here. That is still the voice with me too, but not as much. Well, I'm also saving my voice because I've been, whatever. But guys, that's what I've been trying to do with raw material, Andy. I wanna, I know some of you saw the title. Hopefully, you didn't think I was like quitting or anything. No, we're coming up under 2 years, and that's the point too is we're coming up on 2 years. So I think it's time to try to get the production going. One thing I would love to do one day, guys, Whoa, hello, guys. Let's introduce my co-host, Bud Stein. What's up, my guy? Well, buddy, get up here with me, my dude. Sorry, guys, got a little bit of audio. Come here, guy. Hey, get up here, man. Say hello to the fans, my dude. Come on, get up here. Guys, you want to say hello to Bud Stein? Boom, there he is. I had to move over, obviously, to fit him in the screen, as you can tell. He's a good boy. He's my Bud Stein. Say hello. Say hello. Yeah? No? You're gonna purr at him, huh? That's cool, buddy. So, guys, this is my buddy Stein right here. This is my boy. This is my little, my kitty. He's my son. Yes, I call him my son. I don't care. Say what you want to say. This guy here got me through a lot of things too, huh? Yes, he did. Yeah, I'll hit that guy out. Yeah. You love our fans, huh? You love the family, the Raw Material Andy family, which is what you guys are. Butterstein here is a badass little boy. Say hello to my boy here. Yes, he's our big, beautiful boy, Butterstein, and I have talked to you like that since you were a kitten. That's how you know me. Isn't that right, my guy? Yeah. Mwah. We love him, dude. I'm gonna be real. I'm a cat guy, as you can tell, dude. This dude is my buddy. And I'm glad he joined us for the stream. And guys, I may have trailed off and forgot what I was talking about back there. But hey, dude, when the cat jumps up, you forget everything, right? It's like, who cares? Fuck you, Andy. Who cares about raw material, Andy? Let's talk to this cat, man. Let's talk to our boy. Yeah, yeah. Andy, you're recording. Buddy, I don't care. I'm having a moment here, okay? And this cat is awesome. Yeah, the Buttersteiner. We loves him. Yeah, guys, so the name, I don't know. I just love it. I think it works for him. I mean, he is a literal ball of cholesterol, and Stein in German means stone, rock, boulder, something like that. So Butterstein. Look at them green eyes, man. All right, guys. So hey, but raw material Andy for the future, guys. We are gonna be finishing Pokemon Gold. And we are on WWE 2K25 right now, doing an announcer series. And guys, I want to be real. That is some of my favorite shit that we've been doing. Me and Voice sit at ringside. We turn off the announcers and we do it for you guys. As far as all the other playlists, just keep an eye out for them. We'll try to announce them when we can. Guys, I'm really glad you joined me for this one. This one was a very different one for me. I ain't gonna lie, you could tell maybe I was a little bit more nervous in this one to actually sit down and talk to you guys. And yes, I talked about those channels. Yes, I talked about the origin of Raw Material Andy, which wasn't really much of an origin. It was as much of me just bapping off. Um, but you guys, I want you guys to be able to actually talk to me as a person. So, guys, eventually, I think what we're gonna do with this, but as far as what the saying, always forward, never backwards. So, guys, I want to take you through a personal thing that I do, every day before I go to work or every day before I leave. So, guys, honestly, like I said, raw material, Andy. I thank you guys for it. Let me hold that little box there. So guys, before I go to work every day, I have this little tradition of this thing I do, because I feel like you have to have little reminders, little daily reminders of, what your purpose is or what you want to do in life, or just these little sayings or something that will get you motivated to go deal with whatever the hell you're going to deal with. And if you're dealing with work, you already know it's hell. You already know you're gonna deal with shit. You're gonna do whatever. So what I do, guys, I'm getting ready and I'll throw a song on, some type of song that'll get me motivated, some type of song that reminds me of, who I am or something. And I always read this little sign right here, guys. I'll read this one right here. Of course, all we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. And you do reflect upon the time that is given to you, don't you guys? I think all of us have been stuck on time lately more than we ever have in our lives. I'm going to be real. If you ain't 30, wait till you are, because that's when time will really kick in. That's when that biological clock inside of you starts ticking even louder. Everybody thinks, always forward, never backwards. This is about time, guys. It is about time, but it's the time that's in here, that fucking little heartbeat that you got that's going to stop one day. And yeah, we're getting serious. But then I read this one too, because there's a lot of evil going on in the world, guys. There's a lot of crazy shit going on. So I got to remind myself sometimes, you know. Yeah, again, I have found it is the small everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keep the darkness at bay, small acts of kindness and love. And that shit is real. That shit is real, dude. I believe in that. And I wasn't even saying that Tolkien wrote, but it's very Tolkien indeed. But guys, of course, before I leave, I take a look around at I take a look around at my living room, take a look around. I take a look around at my place, and I look at that painting right there. I look at my books up there and look at my great grandma Serena Coffin there. And then I turn around, guys, and then I look at this little saying right there. And you guys can read that, but it's a dangerous business going out your front door. You step onto the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's not no knowing where you might be swept off to. And I think it's perfect because it's on my door. And every time I go out, I read that. And it may be something weird, but this is what we do because, guys, you're going to get to know more about Mimi and the voice and Mandy as well, which I cannot believe I announced her here and actually talked to her. So, yeah, guys, yeah, I love it. So, guys, it's a little something I do. It's something to remind myself, hey, let's get it done. But all right, guys, I just want to thank you so much, seriously, for this little rant. I didn't expect it to be this long. I'm so glad the mics are working. I am so happy that this worked out. What are we gonna do with live streams tonight, guys? We're gonna still do live streams. They may be late. They may be early in the morning, but we are gonna do some WWE 2K25. And man, I would like to do an episode of Gold. But guys, I think what we're gonna do is we might save that for next weekend because I want to do some research and there's something in there that I would not mind trying to do for you guys that voice has been pitching. And it's his series, and I wouldn't mind him doing it. So, guys, yes, we might not have any gold, but we might open up some Pokemon cards instead because why not? We'll see what happens, guys. But yes, we are going to be doing WWE 2K25. Always forward, never backwards, guys. Let's talk about that. In your life, guys, you deal with a lot of dark shit. You deal with a lot of good stuff, but there's a lot of dark stuff happening, and there's a lot of things that could really, really, really bring you down. And when you're sitting there and when you can't think of what to do, man, this thing popped in my head on the day on 117, January 17th of this year. For some reason, I've never seen it before. I've never heard it before. I don't know. Maybe in some subconscious, maybe I've seen it. But on 117, I was having a moment, guys, where I was depressed, where I was sitting here crying and wondering a couple things in life that were going on that were bad. And I just had this moment where, man, I felt like everything in my life was not going the way it should have. And I know that it was me that has to do it. And then all of a sudden, I just said out of nowhere, always forward, never backwards, Andy. What the fuck are we doing? Always forward, never backwards to me represents time. Now, what do I mean by time? Do I mean, a little device like this? Here, guys, let me show you something because there's something I've been, I have reawoken a passion of mine. Okay, so let me understand why. I call them timepieces. They're known as pocket watches. But I've had an obsession with. I call them timepieces because I don't know if you guys know Siler from Heroes, but he's Noah, HRG, Horn Rim Glass looks at me. He's like, "So what? You fix watches, huh? That's very impressive." And Siler goes, "I don't fix watches. I restore timepieces." I just fucking loved it. I don't know. And the way Zachary Quinto delivered it was just perfect. But I'm not talking about this little always forward, never backwards, because time does go always forward, doesn't it? But then we turn back time. So, Andy, what clock are you talking about? What are you talking about? Are you talking about this right here? This beautiful thing. Guys, a little inside thing. Um, lately too, another thing that's happened since I turned 30 or whatever, I started having panic attack, like anxiety attacks, where it feels like your world's closing and you can't breathe, and something can bring you back like an anchor. For some reason, the ticking. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but the ticking of a watch calms me. It's fucking weird. To most people, it would be annoying, but it's like a little reminder of a heartbeat, which is exactly the clock that always forward, never backwards represents, guys. The clock in your heart, because that thing is always going forward, right? And then one day it's going to stop. It can never go backwards. So you got to think of that with your dreams, with your ambitions, with everything in life that you have going on right now. Make it always forward and never backwards, guys, because that's what it should be. And if you go backwards, you got to retrace your steps to get forward again, and it may not get out the way it is. And guys, I'm going to be real. It is what it is. And nowadays, more than anything, we always need to move forward, but we need to do it as one, which is why I always say at the end of these videos, guys, and I just want to say out of 8 billion people in the world, whether you were here live or later, and you watched the whole thing and you like something you hear and you like this video, thank you so much because I'm going to be over here at Raw Material Andy, being the voice. We love doing this for you guys. We love it for ourselves. And we just love that you guys sit here and listen to us. So, guys, as always, on Raw Material Andy, hopefully the mics sound good. Hopefully we did good over here. But protect your kids. Spread love and laughter. And, guys, always forward, never backwards. Love you guys.